Okay, so we will characterize our two main characters here. So we have the bacteriologist and the pale man, the pale face man, which we can refer to him as the anarchist, which we don't find that out till later. But all right, so we can characterize the bacteriologist as naive. Um, the part where he says he was musing on the ethnology, this is like the racial background. Um, that's kind of a weird thing to think about, the racial background of your visitor. Um, even I guess if he's thinking of it from the scientific perspective, maybe, but he's main reason he's showing off to this guy. He wants to impress him only because he's always used to hanging out with other scientists who aren't really impressed with his science. So we could say the bacteriologist, in what capital bacteriologist, can be characterized as naive, lonely, and easily manipulated. Because basically that's what our pale-faced man slash anarchist has done. So then I'll call him the anarchist. The anarchist is characterized as, and he definitely had it pretty rough. Well, he does come up with this plan that tricks the bacteriologist, so we can give him that. But as we go down, his main reason for doing this is because everyone's mean to him, which isn't a very big political statement. Um, he idolizes the two other anarchists. He clearly doesn't know much about cholera because it's spread through the water. See, if he would have dumped the bacteria in the water, that might have been different. But see, he's broke the vial and then he drank it. And his goal here was he was going to jump in the water and poison the water supply like his dead body would. I think that actually might work. It's very possible. But you could also say he was kind of naive himself to think that the bacteriologist was being 100% totally honest with him because we find out that he was not. All right, so the anarchist is characterized as manipulative. Manipulative. We can definitely, the evidence would be he tricks the bacteriologist into his home lab in order to steal from him. So that's definitely one. And we could say disgruntled. That would mean he's angry at life and what society has thrown at him, basically. And we can definitely say emotionally disturbed. So remember, when you are characterizing in literature, these are characters, so you can be as judgmental as you want. Actually, well, definitely, if you heard about this guy on the news, even the news would be characterizing him as emotionally disturbed, right? So the anarchist is just is characterized. There we go. All right, and then Minnie, briefly, we could say Minnie is from a female. Okay, so if we were gonna do a feminist criticism of this story, we could say that Minnie is just a stereotypical like wife with no sense, almost only this sense of fashion and social outings. We could say Minnie represents a stereotypical Victorian wife, whose only concerns are fashion and society. We could say Minnie is completely ignorant of her husband's at home science laboratory shenanigans. I'm not going to spell this one right. Ah, I did it. Okay. There we go. And her husband, we need an apostrophe there because it is his laboratory. Husband's. It implies ownership. All right. So that would be basically how you characterize it with textual evidence. I would, if I was going to add some, I paraphrased it for you really here. Okay, naive, lonely, and easily manipulative. We could say uh, from his point of view, the reader learns he is greatly enjoying his conversation with the pale face man and pale-faced man because he exclusively, that means only, associates with other scientists who are less impressed with his slides, because that's really what he's impressed with there. All right, and that would be my evidence. And so that would be how we would characterize and develop how the character traits are possibly going to be used as literary elements or textual evidence for our analysis essay.